and Dance Kid at the back of the field. So Gray Frost is hustled hard and is able to get the lead. Has it by 2 lengths over Soul of a Warrior, heading to the 6 furlong pole. Those two are 1-2, and just in behind comes Warrior Lady. Why Behave now takes third, and down at the rail, Councilwoman Jilly is in fourth. A gap of 5 to the 2 trailers, Warrior Lady and Dance Kid. They're on to the backstretch with Gray Frost, leading it by 2 lengths. Soul of a Warrior races in second, followed by Why Behave, a joint third. Councilwoman Jilly is in fourth. Warrior Lady is 7 or 8 lengths off the lead, and Dance Kid at the back. Gray Frost continues to show the way with a 3-length edge heading to the 3/8 pole. Soul of a Warrior pushed along, trying to get closer in second. Then Why Behave and Councilwoman Jilly third and fourth. Another 4 lengths back to Warrior Lady and Dance Kid at the back. They're coming to the quarter pole. Gray Frost a length and a half. Why Behave moving in second, followed by Councilwoman Jilly third. Soul of a Warrior has dropped right out of it. They turn for home, and here's Why Behave on the outside, up to take the lead from Gray Frost. Gray Frost battling bravely at the rail. 4 lengths back, Councilwoman Jilly. Warrior Lady in the center of the racetrack. It's Why Behave with a 16th of a mile to go, putting away Gray Frost and on her way to victory. Why Behave will score by 3.5 widening lengths. Gray Frost held second over Warrior Lady and Dance Kid. In the gate. And they're off. 49er Gold is going out for the early lead with a host of pursuers, including Zip Ohm, who comes through on the inside, and Piper's Causeway is racing in between horses a bit quicker than both. Double Jab is fourth, but just 2 lengths off the lead, followed by I'm Ripped in the lime colors, racing 2 in front of Lemon Sushi. Then it's Moon Ice. Eddie's Last is toward the back of the field, racing 2 lengths clear of Supernal, McGregor Lake, and a gap of 4 to Bags Gold. They move into the far turn. It's Zip Ohm along the inside, stride for stride with Piper's Causeway. Those two have pulled 3 clear of Double Jab on the outside third. Then I'm Ripped, who's down on the inside, a joint fourth. Lemon Sushi, orange colors, is making some headway from behind. They're at the top of the stretch, and it's Piper's Causeway on the outside of Zip Ohm. Lemon Sushi continues to finish well, far outside McGregor Lake, and Eddie's Last is in between them. Here's Eddie's Last up to take the lead. Lemon Sushi battling hard. Eddie's Last has the upper hand, and it will be Eddie's Last to score by a length. Lemon Sushi was second. Supernal came from well out of it for third. Moon Ice won the photo for fourth. In the fifth, we start the $2 pick 6 with the scratch of 5 Falcon Wings. There'll be Sir Tom to the outside. And they're off. Sir Tom is hustled out for the early lead. Down at the rail, Got Him, Caught Him is moving right up, and these two will battle it out through the opening stages. They're followed by Speedy Wilson racing in between horses, third and only 2 lengths off the lead. Then Hothead outside 3 Georges, 2 lengths back to Charms Away. Nap is next, and it's a distance to Gray Power. Less than a half mile to go. Sir Tom just in front of Got Him, Caught Him in second. A length and a half. Hothead 3 deep in third. And Speedy Wilson very much in the thick of it at the rail in fourth. Then 3 Georges losing ground around the far turn. Now has 6 lengths to make up as they come to the quarter pole. Charms Away is next. 4 clear of Nap. A quarter to go. Sir Tom drops right out of it. It's Got Him, Caught Him. Now Speedy Wilson moves into second. These two dominating at the top of the stretch. Got Him, Caught Him, digging in on the outside. Speedy Wilson is gradually getting to him. Speedy Wilson on the outside, right up to Got Him, Caught Him at the 16th pole. Speedy Wilson puts his head in front late, And Speedy Wilson gets the job done. Got him, caught him was second. Charms away third. Three Georges fourth. And the $3 all-turf pick 3. All-turf pick 3 on races 6, 8, and 10. Scratch numbers 7, 13. Goes in. And they're off. Give me the loot with a smooth start, as did My Summer Dream, breaking alertly. And in between those two, Jetivator now sprints up. So Jetivator sets the pace today. He's in front of Gimme the Loot. And then One Flew South now moves up between rivals third. Patron Doro is next. Hotbox in a tad tight. Drops within 6 lengths of the leader. Another length back to My Summer Dream, racing on the outside of Commander with less than a half mile to go. Exultation between horses, law-abiding outside of him. Chasing Money and What Makes Sammy Run. Jetivator is the boss around the far turn as Gimme the Loot moves into second, followed by One Flew South at the rail third. Then Hotbox and Patron Doro racing right together. Commander awaiting a spot to run, has 8 lengths to make up. Exultation in the purple. Top of the stretch for Jetivator, 4-length lead. My Summer Dream is coming swiftly though, and My Summer Dream right up to him. Breathing room for Commander, who starts his rally. Exultation's coming, and What Makes Sammy Run from dead last. Jetivator won't surrender. Jetivator just in front. Here's the line. Photo finish. Jetivator as game as they come. Did he hold off Commander? It's noses apart between those two. My Summer Dream was in between them. Exultation. Some true sprinting heroes in a photo finish here. What a group of They're in the gate. And they're off in the Zenyatta, and Alpha Bella stumbled right out of the gate, still is able to show good speed. Nothing Like You, hard-ridden, and Che Evasora is in between them. 3 of them vie for command. Desert Dawn is fourth and unhurried in the early stages, and Sugarfish is guided over to the rail. Into the first turn, it's Alpha Bella and Nothing Like You, 1-2. Che Evasora now 2 lengths back in third, followed by Desert Dawn, 4.5 off the pace in fourth, and Sugarfish at the back with 6 furlongs to run. Alpha Bella a neck. Nothing Like You presses. 2 more. Che Evasora still third. Desert Dawn called on to get a little closer in fourth. And Sugarfish, they've taken much closer order. 4 lengths covers the field with 4.5 furlongs to go in the Zenyatta. And it is Alpha Bella, a half length in front. Nothing Like You in second. Desert Dawn widest of all. Sugarfish, Che Evasora loses ground, but still only 3 lengths covers them all. Heading into the far turn, Alpha Bella, Nothing Like You, aggressively ridden now, trying to keep pace. Those two past the 3/8 pole, joined 3 wide by Desert Dawn, and then it's Sugarfish at the rail in fourth. Coming to the quarter pole, Alpha Bella sneaks away. Nothing Like You could not keep pace. On the inside, Sugarfish is trying to become a danger. Desert Dawn outside of her, top of the lane. Alpha Bella and Sugarfish. Sugarfish opts to the inside for the final 1/8 of a mile. Closing ground steadily on Alpha Bella, who's tough. Alpha Bella or Sugarfish. Sugarfish on the inside, bursts through late. And Sugarfish and Tyler Bays pulling away late to score in the Zenyatta. Alpha Bella was clearly second best. Desert Dawn was third. They're in the gate. And they're off. Capo Luigi, 'tis a good thing. Now here's Straight Luck flying through along the inside, but it's Capital Outlay who's even quicker. So Capital Outlay will duel with Straight Luck. These two have pulled 4 clear, hacking it up now third. 'Tis a good thing who broke well, 6 off the pace in fourth. Then comes Belly Up, inside Jack 6-pack. Another 2 lengths to Capo Luigi in the lime green along the inside. Kerry Gold is next, racing 3 clear of Refocus. Rhino second to last, and Chicks Dig It is at the back of the field. It's Straight Luck doing it nicely up top, leads it by 3/4 of a length. Capital Outlay is racing in second. 2 more to Hacking It Up right there in third. Looking for some racing room is Hacking It Up. It's another 4 lengths back to 'Tis a Good Thing in fourth as the field turns for home. Straight Luck, Capital Outlay. There's room at the rail for Hacking It Up, who's been threatening throughout, and Hacking It Up has run right by Straight Luck and opens up. Hacking It Up suddenly 4 lengths in front. A late rally from Chicks Dig It on the inside as Refocus takes second. Hacking It Up wins convincingly. Second to Refocus. Then it was Chicks Dig It third, Straight Luck fourth. In the 9th, the Santa Anita Sprint Championship presented by Estrella Jalisco. And they're off in the Santa Anita Sprint Championship presented by Estrella Jalisco. And Straight No Chaser breaks beautifully, goes to the front. For All Mankind is up close. And Roll On Big Joe not far behind in third. Fort Bragg will stalk from fourth. He's tugging his way forward, 3 lengths off the leaders. It's another length back to Neiman, racing on the outside of Banyek, and the trailer is See Through It. It's a compact group, 6 lengths covers them. Straight No Chaser, the one to catch, going to the 3/8 pole. Bounding clear 1.5 lengths for All Mankind in second. Roll On Big Joe, Fort Bragg, Yellow Cap inches up 3 deep, moving up to claim that second spot and coming after Straight No Chaser now. A gap of 5, See Through It, outside Banyek, and Neiman trails. Straight No Chaser turns for home in command, sprints away again. It's suddenly 4 lengths. Roll On Big Joe reclaims second inside Fort Bragg. Straight No Chaser sizzling home in his return to the great race place. Straight No Chaser and John Velasquez trounced them in the Santa Anita Sprint Championship presented by Estrella Jalisco. Roll On Big Joe was second, third between See Through It and Fort Bragg. One more. Blue Oasis. They're all in line. And they're off. Moment's Pleasure had an alert beginning. So did Sneaker in the center of the course. Here's Ufta. So Ufta, Sneaker, and Baltic Fire are now the first 3, with Tiara Queen at the rail racing in fourth. Then it's Moment's Pleasure racing 3 wide. She's currently on the outside of Watchtower, and I'm a Joker in the yellow cap settles between rivals, mid-pack, 5 or 6 lengths off the lead. Lottery is down at the rail. She is Romantic is next. The 2 trailers, Bottle Rocket and Blue Oasis at the back. Sneaker and Ufta are 1-2 onto the backstretch. Sneaker tugging hard, leads by almost a length to Ufta in second. Another 3 lengths to Baltic Fire outside Tiara Queen. Then a 3 wide Watchtower. Lottery is down at the rail, and I'm a Joker between those 2 has 6 lengths to make up. Moment's Pleasure has the red blinkers on the outside. At the rail comes She Is Romantic as they move into the far turn. And Bottle Rocket is in between those 2 with Blue Oasis trailing. They're into the far turn. A 3 wide bid coming from Baltic Fire, putting the pressure on Sneaker, who maintains the lead. Ufta is in between them third as they have a 1/4 mile to run. Just behind them, Watchtower is getting into the race with the yellow cap on the far outside. 4 wide bid for Watchtower down on the inside. Tiara Queen trying to get out, just did. Sneaker in the meantime keeps on going, chased intently by Watchtower on the outside. A late run from Moment's Pleasure, but it's far too late. Sneaker, what a weekend for George Papapadromo. Sneaker all the way. Second goes to Watchtower. A photo for third between Moment's Pleasure and Tiara Queen.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to week number 2 here at the Great Race Place. Delighted that you decided to spend all or part of your day with us. My name's Tom Quigley, VIP Player Concierge, your seminar host for the next 40 minutes or so. And I've got 2 pieces of great news before I introduce our seminar guest today. The first piece of great news, we've got a pick 6 carryover, $83,000 in the pool already. Expectations are another $300,000 to $500,000 are going to come into the pool. And it's the old-fashioned pick 6, $2 traditional pick 6. It's supposed to be difficult to hit. Nobody hit it on Sunday. That means we've got a carryover for today. Brad Free at the Racing Forum said it's basically an impossible sequence. I would tend to agree. Expectations not only will there be a lot of money in the pool, but also there could be a single ticket. The other piece of great news, in case you haven't been paying attention, a lot of young people are gravitating to our sport. I don't know the reason why, but one of the most impressive young people gravitating to our sport is our seminar guest today. His name, Ryan Anderson. Ryan, welcome to the seminar. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Tom. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited. Yeah. You mentioned a bunch of young people getting into the game. Santa Anita had a big part to play in that. Last weekend, California Crown Racing, you had Shabuzi out here, you had Lil Yachty. Those are people that speak to us. And then, just the scenery at Santa Anita, the scenery down at Del Mar. How could you not? I'm going
to rattle off a lot of questions for you, Ryan, but the first one is, tell us a little bit about yourself. How old are you? Where were you born and raised? And how did you get involved in this crazy sport of ours?
Yeah, I'm 26. I was born and raised down in Mission Hills, San Diego. Obviously California, so Del Mar was my home track. Got into this because a friend of mine brought me to the racetrack in 2019 on Pacific Classic Day down in Del Mar.
You didn't know anything about the races before that?
I knew nothing about it. My grandma
that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. My grandma once when I was a kid mentioned something about American Pharoah and some Triple Crown, and I had no idea what she was talking about.
You're making us feel old, by the way, but keep going.
But showed up to the racetrack and was immediately hooked.
And your friend was a horse player.
My friend was a horse player. Hit both pick 5s on the Friday before Pacific Classic Day.
He made it look easy.
He made it look easy. So me and a bunch of my friends came out. I was the only one that stuck around. But he showed me a racing form. He showed me what it means to be betting into a pool with pari-mutuel bettors instead of against the house like you do with normal sports betting and everything like that. So that kind of got me hooked. And then just the excitement of either winning or losing money in 2 minutes or less was just enough to keep me around. And I just kept studying the racing form and just kept to it.
And you followed that passion, Ryan, because this summer you were an intern at Del Mar and you basically got to explore the different areas, marketing, mutuals, whatever it might be. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Absolutely. Yeah. Interning at Del Mar was a dream come true. And I told my buddy, his name is Eric, he's the one that got me into this, that if I can find a way to work at Del Mar, that was always the goal, or work into horse racing, that was always the goal.
Is Eric jealous that you're in horse racing now and he's not?
Probably a little bit. I mainly just see him at the track and we still get a chance to handicap together. So I think he's satisfied with that. And he's definitely stoked for me to be able to, work in a place like Del Mar over the summer. But
what were some of the things you maybe learned at Del Mar being behind the scenes that you weren't aware of as a horse player?
Yeah, just how much goes into it, and everything that whether I did or everything that anybody that worked at Del Mar does, there's such a sense of urgency to it because it needs to happen, whether it's before the next race, which is only 20 minutes, or, just within a day, there's so much having to do. I did a lot with sponsorships this summer. So obviously those are ever changing because
you met Troy Aikman.
I met Troy Aikman on opening day along with North Turner, who was a childhood kind of hero of mine, being a Chargers fan growing up. Got to meet Troy Aikman, North Turner, a lot of cool people, and that was really special for sure.
Now, you weren't satisfied with your internship because now what you're doing is you're hosting a podcast every Wednesday, primarily promoting West Coast racing. And lo and behold, you had one yesterday, and you had none other than Todd Schrupp from FanDuel/TVG as your guest. How did that go, and what were maybe some of the things that Todd taught you that you didn't know?
Yeah, that was incredible. I can't thank Todd enough. He's a great guy. We talked about just the state of horse racing, how we can try and get younger people into the game. We talked about,
and let me stop you right there. How do we do that? Do you have the magic potion, how we can attract more people from your generation here?
I don't know that there's a single magic potion, but him and I went back and forth a lot on how sports betting is so normalized now that it's a lot easier to, compare horse racing and sports betting to each other now. Easier to transition as well.
But it's a harder sport to learn.
Much harder sport to learn. We talked about
it's like a Chinese menu, A or B.
Exactly.
Horse racing, you got A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Exactly. We talked about how steep the learning curve is, and Todd mentioned how he's still learning every day, new handicapping angles, still adding to that handicapping toolbox, as it were. Putting those angles away for whenever you need them. So we talked a lot about that, but we also talked about how horse racing is a really challenging game, but it shouldn't deter anybody. That should kind of light your competitive fire. It's awesome to just get in, have a strong opinion that you can really have some confidence in, and if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, there's always another play, either the next race or the next day.
You're a young guy, and you're a college graduate as well. You had plenty of other opportunities. Why horse racing? Like, why is your passion here versus another endeavor, and you could still be a weekend warrior?
Yeah. I don't know. I like giving my weekends to horse racing. It's a good way to spend my time. I'm not much for going out and partying anymore. So I like to, the cost of entertainment to come to the racetrack is pretty minimal. Only costs a couple bucks to normally get in. You pay for a racing form if you have to, and then you're in it. And the rest is up to you for what you want to do with your day. And yeah, it's an infectious atmosphere. It's tough to leave. It's tough to really want to do anything else, and it is all hospitality based, which is what my major is in college. So that was pretty easy transition, because a lot of what I did and a lot of what I have to do is hospitality based.
You talked about an infectious atmosphere, and right behind you, we can see a live shot of Santa Anita. You haven't been here as much as you've been at Del Mar, but of course you walked into the gates this morning and you saw the perspective from Eddie Logan. What is it about Santa Anita that's maybe so mystical that, it makes people fall in love with it? It's
just massive. And then that view of the mountains in the back is really something. And it's a big contrast to what Del Mar is. Del Mar, obviously,
they
right
each have
by
their
the
own
sea.
uniqueness.
They each have their own uniqueness, but you walk into Santa Anita and it's clear this is like there's a big players area. You walk in, it's just so expansive. It's massive. The views anywhere you look are fantastic. And I would say it's equally as infectious as getting here. And the Eddie Logan Suite is beautiful.
And you're spending the weekend with us. You're going to kind of tag around with me throughout the entire day, besides being my seminar guest. Tomorrow, you're going to check out the Wagering Ambassador program as well with Jeff Chapman. They do an excellent job. And you talked about the California Chrome program that we had last Saturday. Those people were instrumental because we had so many newcomers on track, introducing them to our sport. And really, I think whether it's Troy Aikman or any of the other celebrities you met, I think a lot of people are blown away once they see kind of how beautiful our sport is and how much we care about the animals and the athletes.
Absolutely. We spoke a bit this summer at Del Mar, and I've spoken with some other people. Just getting young people to the track, that's really all you need to do. The rest speaks for itself. The product speaks for itself. The environment speaks for itself. It's really just getting them in the gate. Once they're in the gate, everything kind of handles itself from there.
My favorite story from California Crown Day is I was walking around the facility and there was a group of people Ryan's age, and they looked at each other and they had never been here before. They said, wow, this is such a beautiful place. I can't believe it exists in LA County. We're going to take a quick break, toss the microphone over to track announcer Frank Miramati, get the early changes on today's card, which includes an $83,000 pick six carryover, kicking things off in race 4. When we return, Ryan Anderson's going to tell us who he likes on today's 9-race card. Stay tuned, everybody. Don't go anywhere.
Good afternoon and welcome to Santa Anita Park, where the track is fast, the turf is firm, and the rail on the turf out 30 feet. Here are the early changes. Big news, pick six carryover, starting with race 4, no changes in the first, kicking off the early pick 5. In race 2, there are no changes. In the third, program scratch of the 1, corrected weight for 2 Irish Corn is now 122. 8 Instinct Doro carries 2 pounds over. Big news wagering-wise in the pick 6 starts with race number 4. There's a carryover of $83,940. $83,940 in the pick 6. Race 5, program scratches of 5, 6, and 11. Late pick 5 and all turf pick 3, $3 wager starts with the 5th. Race 6, scratch 3, get 'em Dusty. In the 7th, program scratch of 7, get the money. $3 late pick 3 starts. In the 8th, $5 late double begins with no program changes. And in the 9th, program scratch of 7 Amarita. Super high 5 wagering is offered on the 9th and only the 9th race. Enjoy your day at the Great Race Place. 59 minutes to post for race number 1.
Welcome back. We're talking horses with Ryan Anderson. He spent the summer interning down at Del Mar. He's a passion for horse racing. He's been a fan since 2019, 5 years ago. But it's interesting. We can always learn something new, and I'm always interested to see why so many young people are embracing this wonderful sport of ours. So, Ryan, before we take a look at today's 9-race card, question for you. What type of handicapper are you? So you got the racing form in front of you. You love handicapping. You know, are you old school? Do you use any computer programs? It looks like you're kind of just a pen and paper type of handicapper.
You know, I love the pen and paper. It makes a lot more sense to me. Everything's right in front of me. I don't have to keep clicking tabs. That being said, I love DRF Formulator. The tools available now, as we've talked about, are night and day different. However, DRF Formulator is awesome, but I love the paper form. I love having a notebook with my notes all on one sheet here, all easily accessible, and I can easily refer to
Do you watch replays, or do you have a photographic memory? You know, you're a young guy, so maybe you remember things more than us old guys. But I mean, do you watch a lot of replays when you're handicapping?
Yeah, I'll make some notes either in the program or the form as the races are going on. If I notice something that's a really bad break for a horse that I liked or picked in that race, and then I'll remember to go back and watch. Occasionally, like there's a couple races in here today, I remember their runs from Del Mar, so I remember kind of the trouble that they got into, or maybe a dream trip, rode a bias, whatever it may be. So I won't necessarily watch them back for that, but if it's a race that I don't recall how it was run, or I notice trouble lines in the trip notes, I'll go watch it back just to see the severity of those problems there.
Well, let's take a look at today's excellent 9-race card, which features an $83,000 pick 6 carryover beginning in race 4. But first things first, race 1 begins the 50-cent early pick 5. We're sprinting 6 furlongs on the turf course. This race is for maiden special weight Calbreds. The turf rails today are at 30 feet. We've got a field of 8. The inside 3 are the most fancied runners, including the morning line favorite and the current betting choice at 8-5 is number 2 Desert Rocket. Desert Rocket, easy for me to say, from the Simon Callahan barn. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Ryan, we want to watch a replay that a couple of these runners exit, specifically the inside 2 runners. That would be number 1 Afternoon Nap and number 2 Desert Rocket. Before we watch the replay itself, I want to bring your attention to the post positions that those 2 horses break from. Afternoon Nap is going to break from post position number 3. He's going to be in the green Harris Farm Silks, and he's going to miss the break completely. You'll see that is very obvious when they break from the gate. Desert Rocket puts in a really, really strong late run. He's going to break from post position number 6, ridden by Umberto Risplu, who rides back today. So let's listen to Trevor Denman describe the action back on August 25th and watch the runners breaking from post positions number 3 and 6.
And away they go. Very slow to begin was Make It a Large, hopelessly left. Also slow was Afternoon Nap. Fast into stride is Capital Outlay, goes on to get the lead. The center second, Red on Sunday down at the rail. Dancing Forest right there in the 4th on the far side, now going up second. Then back to Afternoon Nap, who is Pavel the Grey, is 4 lengths off the leaders. Then we come back to Desert Rocket a long way back. Behind that, Drive for Show, and last of all is Make It a Large. They head to the top of the lane, and Capital Outlay, the one to catch. Capital Outlay leads it by almost 2. Dancing Forest coming after in second. Dancing Forest, Capital Outlay, the 2 as they come down to the 8th pole. Red on Sundays running on late, and Afternoon Nap coming late as well. And now here's Desert Rocket flying in the white. Desert Rocket coming flying, but Capital Outlay's clear. Capital Outlay, Desert Rocket, Capital Outlay, one of the neck to Desert Rocket. Finishing up third was Dancing.
Ryan, that race down at Delmar was 5 furlongs. Today's distance is 6 furlongs. You would think that would benefit Desert Rocket. Also, Afternoon Nap missed the break and then rushed up, then kind of flattened out late. But that was just his career debut. Give us your thoughts on race 1.
Absolutely. I picked the one Afternoon Nap on top. I was big on him on debut, coming out of the Carla Gaines barn, who was on fire at Del Mar. Missed the break, couple lengths slow, looked a little green coming around the turn, was about 4 wide. I picked the race 1-6. I didn't really like the 2 coming back out of that race. I thought Rispoli gave that horse a great trip, skimming the rail. We know how important it is to save ground at Del Mar, going the flat 5. So I thought Afternoon Nap that day lost a little bit of ground, came running towards the end, looked like figured out, how to run, how to finish off a race. So I like coming back here. I love the extra furlong this horse is going to get today. So I picked the race 1-6.
Fair enough. Let's take a look at race number 2. Begins the 50-cent early pick 4. We're on the main track, 1 mile the distance. The condition is $20,000 claimers. Non-winners of 3 races lifetime. Field of 6, the Maury Line favorite, number 1, Keen to Go in race number 2, who's first off the claim for trainer Craig DeLassy, 7-5 according to Jeff Siegel, our morning line odds maker. What's this race according to Ryan Anderson?
Yeah, I picked the race 6-1. I like dual threat on top here. The massive class drop was a key for me. That might be a bit of a concern, but I think this horse is just going to be able to outclass him. Ran in the grade 3 Cougar Stakes 2 back down at Del Mar. So going from that into this claiming race is definitely a fall down the class ladder. I love the last effort at Santa Anita. I believe that effort would win here, or at least put him real close. And then should just have better position without Edwin Maldonado aboard today.
Fair enough. You also give a little love to the morning line favorite, number 1, Keen to Go. What did you like about this son of Keen Ice?
Yeah, Keen to Go. I thought the post position was going to be favorable for this horse going 2 turns. Should kind of just sit in the pocket. Keen to Go obviously has some pretty strong buyer figures in here compared to the rest of the field. So just kind of a logical second choice for me, but was trying to beat the favorite with a slight price with the 5-2 morning line dual threat.
A couple additional comments that I have for Ryan's top 2 selections. Number 1, Keen to Go. There were 3 claims in last time. Craig DeLassy brings him back at the same level. I'm not sure I like that, particularly taking a short price. Also, number 6, Dual Threat does have a lot of ability. The son of Into Mischief, as Ryan mentioned, has run some really good races here over the Santa Anita main track. He's what I would call an in and outer. He runs some good races and then disappoints in others. It'll be interesting to see if Dual Threat number 6 in race number 2 brings his A game today. Race number 3, we're back sprinting on the turf course. 6 furlongs the distance. This race is for $40,000 claimers. Scratch the 1. Mamba on 3 leaves us with a field of 7. Maury Line favorite Mas Rapido from the red hot George Papadroma barn, 2-1 on the Maury Line. George's barn won 6 of 10 races opening week here at the Great Race Place. 60% win percentage. Be interesting to see if George can carry on that win streak today. Umberto Rispoli in the saddle. Give us your thoughts on race 3, Ryan.
Yeah, of course. You mentioned George Papadromo is on fire to start the meet. Obviously, biggest win with Cabo Spirit in the 1.25 mile turf
and that
race.
horse wasn't impossible to like. There was no speed in the race. I know Brad Free liked him second. I know a lot of other handicappers like that horse as well. You had to have a bit of creative imagination, but they say pace makes the race, and in that race there was 0 pace other than Cabo Spirit.
Absolutely. No, couldn't agree more. I am picking the 7 Mas Rapido on top. Winner and the 3rd place last time out, improved next time out, improved their buyer speed figures. So I love that angle. I think this is just kind of the classiest horse, should have the just class edge on this field. Sharp work leading in on the 28th, which I love to see. It means he's kind of keeping that decent form, should hold. And then 26% trainer first off the claim. Those are strong numbers. And then not to mention the jockey switch from DeSormo to Rispoli is something I always love to see.
And you also like number 2, Irish Corn from the Tim McKenna barn. Tim McKenna lost Terry's Boyd, number 3, 2 races back to Jeff Mullins. But what do you like about Irish Corn?
Yeah, we just talked about how pace makes the race. I think Irish Corn should be the speed from the inside. I love Cedillo in a turf sprint if he can be forward. So that was a key look for me. The trainer is 19% going dirt to turf with a $6.36 ROI. So I love to see those numbers. Those are strong and they match well with the morning line. So that's why I give number 2 Irish Corn a closer look.
And your second selection, Ryan, number 2 Irish Corn, just 1 start over the turf course, 2 back, and emerged victorious. Be interesting to see if he can transfer that Del Mar form here to Santa Anita at a bit of a longer distance. Also, I mentioned number 3, Terry's Boy. You can see last time out 1 for 25, but take a look at the third place horse. Commander's name is italicized. That's because he came back to win on opening weekend here at Santa Anita as well. So Terry's Boy exits a live race. Race number 4 is When the Fireworks Begins. The $2 traditional pick 6 starts, $83,000 carryover. We kick things off, spreading 6.5 furlongs on the main track for Calbred, 2-year-old fillies, allowance optional claiming types, a field of 6. Number 6, Legal Fiction, who's won 2 races up in Northern California for trainer Doug O'Neill, is the 9-5 morning line favorite. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Ryan, I wanted to show a workout courtesy of our friends at xbtv.com, and it includes 2 horses that are running in today's 4th race, specifically Thirsty Mama and Little Bit Bossy. That's Thirsty Mama on the outside, Little Bit Bossy on the inside. You can see they're training over our synthetic training track here just on September 29th, a few days ago. And I always like to watch in these workouts the exercise rider's body language. And you can see the exercise rider on Thirsty Mama on the outside. He's really kind of standing up in the saddle, not asking his horse to really put out a full effort. Meanwhile, down on the inside, Little Bit Bossy, the rider is desperately trying to get her to change her lead. She does right there, and she battles on gamely. But again, take a look at the exercise rider on Thirsty Mama. If you put a gun to my head and made me choose one of these 2 horses to use in the $2 pick 6, I would use Thirsty Mama. As they continue to gallop out here, Ryan, you'll see that they both basically work heads up. But in my opinion, Thirsty Mama was always going the best. Now, having said that, that was just a 5 furlong workout over the training track. It doesn't mean that I'm going to single Thirsty Mama. But Juan Hernandez at 6-1 seems like a juicy price from trainer Steve Miotti's barn in a small field. Those are my kind of quick thoughts looking at morning workouts. What are your thoughts looking at the racing form?
Yeah, I am going to start this pick 6 off with a single. It's a tough sequence, but I am picking the number 6 Legal Fiction on top. I love the post position draw, go in the sprint for the babies. That's always important. Get a clean trip. This horse is 2 for 2. I love the huge jump up in the buyer from a 40 up to a 63 buyer. Yes, they were both up in Northern California, but he won the right way, beating maidens by 2 lengths and then blowing them out at the next level, an optional claimer for $50,000 by 6 lengths. So I think those just kind of trip projections just kind of fit in this spot. So I like Legal Fiction on top here.
Fair enough. Let's take a look at the 50-cent late pick 5, which begins in race number 5. Race 5 also begins the $3 all turf pick 3, and we're back sprinting on the turf course. By the way, fast and firm conditions today, as you might expect in Southern California for today's Friday's card at Santa Anita. We're sprinting 6 furlongs on the turf course, as I mentioned, for Calbred, maiden special weight 2-year-olds. 3 program scratches. Scratch the 5, 6, and 11 leaves us with a field of 8. Morning line favorite from the Richie Baltus barn. One of 3 sired in the race by Sir Prancelot, a very prominent California stallion, is number 7, Cullen J. 7-5 on the morning line. Thumbs up or thumbs down on the favorite here, Ryan?
For me, thumbs down. I don't like the trainer numbers here. 0 for 10 with 2 second time out starters, 0 for 12 with 2-year-olds, 5% for turf sprints. That was enough to just get me to fade this horse in this spot at least. And that's kind of what ended up leading me to a price here with the number 8, It's a Crush. Luis Mendez is really strong with his 2-year-olds, as we know. Jockey trainer combo is 22% with about a $4 ROI, which is very strong. Going to be forward with Maldonado on board here, which I like to see. And then last time out, the second place finisher came back to win next time out and improve their buyer. So maybe a bit of a live race, maybe a little too early to tell, but definitely a good sign there. So that was enough to get it. It's a cinch. Fun name on top here.
Ryan, you mentioned you use Formulator, and you and I both use Formulator. It's such a great tool to research pedigree as well. Do you use it to research pedigree, particularly in these races where there's a lot of first-time starters on turf?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I like to, definitely check through the dam side, definitely check through Formulator and see if there's any, really strong pedigrees in here to look out for.
Race number 6 begins the 50-cent late pick 4. We're going 1 mile on the main track. For maiden claimer, $20,000 is the claiming tag. Scratch the 3, get him Dusty, leaves us with a field of 8. The expensive Son of Arrogate, number 8, Aeromax, is the 3-1 morning line favorite. Now running for maiden 20. Is today cap and gown day, Ryan?
Not for me. For me, I picked the race 4-2, number 4, Supreme Court on top coast. Supreme Coast on top. I like the slight cut back to a mile. Gets the bug boy Welfin Arountes on board. That's 5 pounds off, which I like going 2 turns. Should sit a decent trip, if not on the lead, very close to it. And I think just losing by the head last time out, going a mile and a 16th at this level, I think the cut back to the flat mile is going to be what does it for Supreme Coast.
And who else do you like in race 6? It looks like you like number 2, Bowtie Boys, first time going long.
That's right. Number 2, Bowtie Boys. I love the sprint to route angle, coming third off the layoff here. Dam was a dirt router, did some digging in there. And then definitely bred for 2 turns out of Frosted with Bodie Meister on the bottom. So that screams 2 turns to me, and I like the horse stretching out for the first time.
One of the great promotions Del Mar had during the summer, each and every summer, by the way, Ryan, is Jockey Karaoke. Did you have a chance to attend Jockey Karaoke this year?
I did not, unfortunately.
Have you ever been to Jockey Karaoke?
I have not.
Well, you need to go because you know a lot of the jocks, right? Obviously, you spend a lot of time. What are maybe, what do people who are watching don't know about jockeys that you might know? Like, are they just happy-go-lucky guys? Are they super diligent about their job? I show up to the track very early, and I see them running around the track like crazy trying to lose that extra pound or 2.
Yeah.
What are some things maybe that you know about the jockey colony down at Del Mar that the average racing fan wouldn't?
Yeah, they seem pretty tight and pretty close-knit, and they seem like they love having a good time and really just connecting with, fans and everything else. I got a chance to talk with Edwin Maldonado a good amount. Kyle Frey obviously had a huge summer down at Del Mar. I never saw him not smiling.
He won the Pacific Classic.
Exactly.
He should be smiling.
I don't blame him at all. So yeah, I think everybody just needs to know they're really fun people to be around. Their parties. And then you mentioned they'll jog the track in the morning, and they all have different kind of warm-up routines. It's like getting ready for a football game, basketball game. This is just kind of their pregame and getting into it.
And what I like to say is they're the only athletes who have to perform year-round. Baseball players, football players, basketball players. The seasons are getting extended, but at least they get a couple months break. In terms of the jockeys, not only here in Southern California, but around the country, they get 0 break. And that's a hard thing to do, athletically, 52 weeks a year in and year out.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a demanding task.
Race number 7. Before we talk about race number 7, Ryan, just a couple of things I want to point out. First of all, let's take a look at the new wager graphic. And these new wagers have been an absolute home run with the horse players. And thanks to each and every one of you for supporting them. And there's reasons why horse players are supporting these new wagers. First of all, you can see on the second part of the graphic, we have the $3 late pick 3 with a $3 minimum. Well, that's going to start in race number 7. We'll get to it. We'll get to it in a minute. But both the $3 late pick 3 with a $3 minimum, and right above that, the $5 late double with a $5 minimum. Not only are those higher minimums, which mean better payouts or bigger payouts, but it also has a low 15% takeout. So thank you so much for supporting those 2 new wagers. They've done extremely well from a handle standpoint. And then, of course, on the bottom, we can see the $2 Sandy to pick 6, which, as we've been describing all day long, starts in race number 4. So those are the new wagers. The $3 late pick 3 with the low 15% takeout starts in race number 7. And we're coming down the Hillside Turf Course for fillies and mares. It's allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 2 other than. Program scratch of the 7 still leaves us with 7 runners, including the inside runner, number 1, Just Nails, who's the 2-1 morning line favorite from the Doug O'Neill barn. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Ryan, I want to show a couple of perspectives of Just Nails' last race. Just Nails' last race was back on September 2nd. And the first thing we're going to look at multiple times is the break from the starting gate. Just Nails is going to break from post position number 3. So let's take a look at this head on for post position number 3. That's Edwin Maldonado in the saddle. We're going to watch it a couple of times, but you're going to see Edwin look over his left shoulder right there. And the reason why I want to point this out is when you watch the head-ons, there's so much subtle trouble that can happen at the break. The forerunner comes in over on Edwin right here, and immediately he has to look over his shoulder to see if he's going to crowd number 2, which he does not, thankfully. And this is going to be the full speed replay again. But these jockeys have to make split-second decisions, and this definitely impacted Just Nails' ability to perform because Just Nails had more trouble as they went down the backside. Edwin had to kind of check out of there. And you can even see just looking at the running line in the past performances, Just Nails wasn't as close to the pace as she normally is. Now she draws inside. You can see 3 good workouts into her since her last effort, including a bullet workout on September 29th, 46 and change on the main track. So we watched the pan shot, we watched the head-on shot. Let's watch the pan shot. We're going to watch Edwin in the white silks. He's going to break from post position number 3. It's going to be hard to see on the pan shot, but just watch some of the trouble Edwin has going down the backside. And finally, when he's able to run late, he gets up late for second.
And away they go. Revelation was off slowly. Doris May has ridden along down at the rail to try and go for the lead, but Kiss by Fire very fast. Kiss by Fire has the lead. Doris May comes through to get second. Itzel in the pink colors third. Hottitude is right there in the 4th spot, and then we come back to Real Fires, 6 lengths off the leaders. Alongside of those two comes Big Summer, and last of all is Revelation. They head towards the quarter pole, and Kiss by Fire strong on the lead. Kiss by Fire leads by 2.5, 3 lengths. Itzel is racing on the outside of Doris Mayer, joint second. Big Summer is back in the 4th spot, and then comes Hottitude. They are homeward bound, and Kiss by Fire clear by 3. Itzel is giving a game chase second, and then it's Big Summer and Just Nails. But Kiss by Fire, no intention of slowing down today. Big effort. Kiss by Fire gives Antonio.
Ryan, nobody was going to catch Kiss by Fire this particular afternoon at Del Mar for the replay we just watched. But as we mentioned, a lot of trouble going down the backside, got up late for second, now gets 6.5 furlongs down the hill where he's run well before. Do you like Just Nails in race number 7?
Yeah, I'm happy you showed the replay. I handicapped that race for the Del Mar simulcast show down with Kurt Hoover over the summer, so I remember that race pretty fondly. Kiss by Fire got Lasix back that day, got to the front. I thought Itzel would have gone with her in there, but didn't. I picked Just Nails on top in that spot. However, today I'm going to be fading Just Nails. I picked number 4 Speed Lane on top. I think Speed Lane projects to sit a pretty good trip. I like that Freysu rides. He does great on turf here, great down the hill. 33% with the turf sprint trainer, and then has performed well down the hill with a good 82 buyer, I believe 3 back. And I think that I like the cutback angle going from 2 turns back down to the 6.5 as well.
4 and 1 in race number 7. If you have time to go back and watch the replay, those of you watching, watch the replay again. That Just Nails exits back on September 2nd. I overlooked Doris May, who broke from the rail. She's going to break from post position number 3 today. It's just her second race back off a long layoff. She's got a lot of early speed. I think Carla Gaines has her a bit more tightened today. Carla does well second off the long layoff. So Doris May at a big price. It's one of the many reasons why the pick 6 sequence is so difficult today. There's runners like Doris May that you can make a case for. Problem is, if you add them to your ticket, it's going to increase the cost exponentially because it's a $2 minimum. Speaking of minimums, race number 8 begins the $5 late daily double. We just looked at the graphic. This is the new wager with a 15% takeout, and we kick things off for the $5 late double, going 1 mile on the main track for starter optional claiming types. A good field of 10 here. Number 8, Saltwater Cowboy, fresh off the victory. First time on the main track for trainer Doug O'Neill, is the 3-1 morning line favorite. 10 ways you can go here, Ryan. Which way are you going and why?
Yeah, I went with number 6. That's Demotivate, Able Cedillo for Val Brinkerhoff. 10-1 on the morning line, but this horse is a half to Dynamic One, who is a prolific dirt router over mainly in New York. Should get pace to run into today, should demotivate. Last time out, lost to a wire-to-wire winner, so I'm willing to bet this horse back. I think there's enough pace in here. This horse should sit a good trip and be able to pick him up down the lane, and then has a win over the track, which I think is important, and that was enough to lead me to demotivate. I like Navy Man underneath the number 1. Should sit kind of the pocket trip going the 2 turns right behind the pace. Can't pick him on top at 7-2 when he's been beaten 39 lengths in his last 3 starts. However,
but he does get class relief.
He does get some class relief, exactly. That's why I kind of picked him second. I just couldn't quite settle on this horse to be on top, but has the best buyer figure in the field, so that merits enough respect for me to get him second.
A couple angles you spoke about, Ryan, but it relates to a different horse. You talked about Demotivate being well-bred, and he's a son of Ghost Sapper. Look at the runner drawn right outside of him, number 7, Jerry Spirit, also a son of Ghost Sapper. The Grand Dam is Tappet, so you certainly would expect this horse to love 2 turns. And the other angle would be last time out over at Los Alamitos, Jerry Spirit sprinted, but did receive Lasix for the very first time. Now uses Lasix today and stretches out. That was a really good race. Jerry Spirit 9-2 on the morning line. Another difficult race, not only for pick six, but for $5 late daily double purposes. We close things out in race number 9, offering $1 super high five wagering. As you heard Frank Miramati say, the only race on the card every single day where we offer super high five wagering. And it's a field of 9 after the scratch of number 7. We're going 1 mile on the turf course for maiden special weight 2-year-old fillies. The morning line favorite number 4, Sea Runner, the half to Johannes, who was brilliant in the City of Hope Mile. Now, I believe 6 for 6 over the San Diego turf course, and likely the North American favorite in the Breeders' Cup Mile. Best of luck to them. Does pedigree run deeper? Will it translate to a win for Sea Runner, Ryan?
Not for me. For me, I'm picking Lee's Baby Girl on top, but that is no disrespect to the half to Johannes. Obviously, Johannes is an absolute superstar. Sea Runner looks to have a good bit of talent, but I like Lee's Baby Girl in here. Going the 2 turns, I don't see much other speed in here. I think Lee's Baby Girl could get out to the front and maybe never look back. Again, Sea Runner, very talented, but I think you can find a price here. I love the 75 buyer in the 1 try on turf, going 2 turns, 2 back for this horse. 16% for the combination for the jockey and the trainer, above a $2 ROI. Field's best buyer speed figure as well on turf, so that's something that I like to see. And then could just kind of be overlooked with that last dirt start and with Sea Runner being in here, who is going to take a good amount of money.
Both Lee's Baby Girl, number 5, and Sea Runner, number 4, Ryan's top 2 selections in race 9, have lost in the past to Thought Process, a very talented filly from the John Sadler barn. Thought Process 2 races back on August 17th, beat Lee's Baby Girl, and then you can see they immediately put her in a stakes race on September 7th, and she beat Sea Runner that particular afternoon. Sea Runner had a very tough outside post in a field of 11 going a flat mile. Sea Runner might be a likely single on many people's tickets, and if it is, you're going to have to sweat a very competitive race number 9. We never have to sweat whenever we have Ryan Anderson as our seminar guest today. Ryan, you're a young and rising star. I've been very impressed not only interacting with you during the summer at Del Mar, but also on today's seminar. The sky's the moon for you. I wish you nothing but success and good luck in any way, shape, or form that I can help you. Know I'm always there for you.
Thank you, Tom. It was a lot of fun being on here. A lot of fun talking horses with you, and I hope to see you just around everywhere, every racetrack I go to.
Have a great afternoon, Ryan. Best of luck with your selections.
You too. Thank you, Tom. Good luck, everybody.
Best of luck to all of you as well with your selections. Good luck on the $2 pick 6 today, kicking off in race 4. $83,000 already in the pool. Get involved. You might walk out of here with a lot of money. We'll do it all again tomorrow, 11:50 a.m., our next seminar. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.